සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit. සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න. මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත්. ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න. මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත්. ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න. මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලුවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලුවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න. මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුල් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live webcast of the Play Championship game between St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, and Lumbini College here at St. Thomas's grounds. Lumbini coming into this Play Championship played 5 games and they won 4. And for St. Thomas's, it was a hard journey as they lost 4 games in the Cup Championship and won the last game against St. Anthony's at Kandy. So St. Thomas College versus Lumbini College of Mount Lavinia, and joining with me in commentary is Hisham Hamid.
Good evening, Nilhan. It's good conditions for rugby here today. It was very humid early on, but I think the weather is now settling down. But off your screen, there is a bit of clouds settling in, so we might expect some showers later on in the game as well.
Yeah, here is the weather forecast for the evening. Thunderstorms are expected with minimum 26% and wind speed is 11. And here at St. Thomas's grounds, wind factor is a huge factor because you have to play a different game of kicking if you are fly half for a fullback who's making kicks, because the wind is a huge impact here because of the sea, and we can see that humidity levels are a little bit down to 75. So St. Thomas will be hoping to continue their winning streak. They tasted victory for the first time in the season in the last game against St. Anthony's Caddy, and that was very important for them. For Lumbini, they only lost to Malayadeva in the Play Championship and won 4 games, comprehensive victories there, and hoping for a better game and give a scare to the favorites here at St. Thomas's College. Hisham, there are another 2 games going on today. What's your predictions for the 2 games? Let's say Royal is taking on Syra and St. Peter's playing against Trinity.
Well, there was a bit of news that Royal will be fielding a second string team against Zyra College, but regardless of that, I think Royal has a tremendous they have tremendous depth in their squad this year, so I think it'll be an easy walk in the park for Royal against Zahira. They should chalk up an easy win. For me, that's my personal view. And up in Kandy, it's Trinity versus St. Peter's. As of now, it's still 0-0, I believe. And it should be an interesting affair. It won't be an easier encounter for the Peterites, but I believe St. Peter's, the other favourites for this year's league, unbeaten so far. I think they'll have just what it takes to edge out the Peterites in their home ground.
Yeah, and the news from Royal Complex is Royal leading 7-0. And from Kandy, as Hisham said, it's still a deadlock. And we will take a short break and we will come back with all the team cards and the details. Stay tuned to ThePapare.com.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
ඒ සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලොව අංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලොව අංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
ඒ සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
ඒ සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
ඒ සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
ඒ සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලොව අංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Welcome back to Mount Lavinia for the live coverage of St. Thomas's versus Lumbini in this plate championship first week game, and teams are getting prepared for the first 15 match as the second 15 game continues in the pitch. So let's look at the St. Thomas's College lineup. Adisha Handun Patriran, the big bulky forward who has impressed during this season. Akash De Silva, Sanjula Jayakodi, Kavin Jayasekara, Revanka Abewardana, Harit Senanayaka, Christine Delay, the skipper, Lashandra De Silva, Sakit Pereira, Shevan Pereira, the fly-off, Aaron Ferdinando, Mitesh Kure, Mohammad Ishaq, Sheshan Rajpaksha and Sanjeeva Chaturanga will complete the starting 15. And in the bench, we have Induvara Dimel, Jonathan Fernando, Yapa Pereira, Rehan, Trevin Irigoda, John Soisa and Sarit Lini Kadua for St. Thomas's College. So let's look at the Lumbini College starting lineup. Vimukti, Karim, Bujans, Randula, Akash, Kumara, Udyanga Tarusha, the skipper Madhuma, Salinda, Amrasekara, Dulakshana Chamupati, Sagar Sampat, Tuan, Nilupul, Guerrero and Dilan Nilupul will complete the 15 for the Lumbini, and the bench is Vitashana, Lakshan, Oshan, Gihan, Ashika, Balasurya, Saranga, Rajapaksa, Fasal and Eranga will complete the replacements for Lumbini. So we can see the second 15 game coming to end, and we are nearing the start of the first 15 game. And news from Pallekele is St. Peter's leading 7-0, and at Royal Complex it's 7-0 in favour of the defending champions Royal. So I'm joined again with Hisham. So what do you think about St. Thomas's season so far, Hisham? Finally got a victory in the last game. So this team is expected to be favourites in this play championship.
Well, in a nutshell, I think overall St. Thomas can't be satisfied with their performance simply for a school of their status, for a school who has such a rich rugby history behind them. I think they won't be satisfied at all. But it seems to be a very young St. Thomas's side as well. They've got a lot of players who can play next year. So they just need to make sure now that they are in the plate, that they need to make sure they need to perform well in this plate segment and come back, make sure they qualify for the cup. And to be honest, with the quality in them, if you take today's game, there is, you could say there is a gulf in terms of the skill level, in terms of quality between the two teams. But St. Thomas's on paper should be favourites to pull this off. But knowing this Lumbini team, I know a few players, I think it won't be an easy victory for St. Thomas's. I think they will be made to work hard for this victory, because Lumbini have a few players who can break the defensive line of St. Thomas's through sheer individual brilliance. It's all about if they can combine as a team and sustain that throughout the 70 minutes, which could decide whether they'll come up in the winning or losing side.
Yeah, Isham, as you said, the only thing that St. Thomas's will dominate is the set pieces. Hisham, the scrums and the lineouts, they have a well rolled and very good props. And here we see the St. Thomas's College team coming into the game, and the Lumbini also coming in with referee Ishanka Bekon taking the game today. And Lumbini is expected. Here we go, the match official Ishanka Bekon Nalin Lasanta, the assistant referee, and Romario De Silva, the second assistant referee in the corner. So Lumbini will hoping for a better performance and give a scare to St. Thomas's. But I think St. Thomas's, it's a game that St. Thomas's needs to win. And so we are already nearing the kick-off time as the Lumbini fly off, looking to kick-start the game.
It's number 12, Tuan Pakir. It'll be interesting to see which position he plays, although he's wearing the number 12 jersey. He usually plays at the fly half's berth. So it'll be interesting to see where he actually slots in. Another factor will be the wind factor, as you mentioned before. It's not easy playing here at Mount Lavinia. So Tuan kicks off proceedings. A high kick, well collected by Delisle. Plenty of experience under his belt. And St. Thomas's opting for the pick and drive early on. That'll be the key. Use their forwards and create space for their backs to run onto. And Lumbini also will need to make sure they don't concede any silly penalties or unnecessary penalties, you would say, because that will just give advantage territorially for the Stormians as well.
Here we can see Revanka Pekunuvarthan going in with another pick and drive, as the Thomian forward straight away into the work, as the skipper Delisle going again to the contact. And this will be the game pattern that St. Thomas will look forward to, because Lumbini will eventually concede few penalties, so they need to carry on this game position. And here we see the St. Thomas has come up putting a chip kick, and Lumbini gifting position to Lumbini. But finally they have turned over the ball. Here's big Hadum Patran going in. And finally support arises. And St. Thomas playing with advantage, as referee was a penalty. So line is offside there, as referee Abekon awarding a penalty for St. Thomas's. As Shevan Pereira kicks it and gains valuable yards for St. Thomas's.
St. Thomas's just over there in their 22, and they'll surely opt for the rolling maul. They have done it on a few occasions this season. They have been successful. They have been executing that ploy very well. Collected well there by Harit Sena Nayaka, one of the best in the business in the school's rugby scene. But Lumbini do well, and they push them back out to touch. Good stuff by Lumbini. Just as we said, St. Thomas's have been doing well in the rolling maul. Lumbini countered that threat effectively. And this is also another interesting factor we'll need to see, because even during the warm-ups, the Lumbini line-out wasn't the best. They were not hitting their targets. So let's see if we can do well. Not collected cleanly by the jumpers there, but Lumbini still have position.
Yeah, that's the prop forward Bulgins, and here you can see St. Thomas is trying to turn over the ball, but referee awarding a scrum to Lumbini.
Shevan Pereira there holding on to the ball. But Lumbini just need to make sure they get the basics right as well. So they'll be looking to clear their lines here. Pressure scrum though, inside their own 22. So we have seen the rolling mauls, we've seen the lineouts. Now it's time for the scrum. St. Thomas's will be favourites. Unfortunately, we do not have the pack weights, but St. Thomas's will be coming up with that shove. They do. Referee wants a reset.
St. Thomas is having a lot of experience in the second row and the forward front row with the number 8. That's going to be another impact that Lumbini will be missing, because they haven't got that exposure and the experience that the Thomians have. They're playing the big teams and coming down. So again, we have the reset for a scrum here. Tomian shove, but the clearing kick there by the Lumbini. And St. Thomas is collecting it and going forward.
Mohamed Ishaq there who did the collection. Ball still available for the Thomians. Still rumbling their way forward. St. Thomas's, that's Hadun Patirana. Now it's Delisle. Lumbini trying their best to hold off the attentions of Delisle there. Now it's Harit Sena Nayaka. Beg your pardon, that's Kavin Jayasekar. Here's Hadun Patirana once again. He's been their main ball carrier. Sakit Pereira at the scrum half is starting today. Once he's ordering his forwards to line up. So far Lumbini doing well, stopping these big mate Thomians from making any headway. But just as we say, Delisle breaks through the first tackle. It's dragged to the ground. Sakit Pereira sends it out wide. That's Shevan Pereira, the fly half. No room for him. That's Harit Sena Nayaka. Once again to Hadun Patirana. This time he fumbles with the ball. Lumbini trying to counter attack. They have space. Number 13, that's Dilan Nilupul. But brilliant defense by the Thomian fullback there. Brilliant defense. That's Sajiva Chaturanga. Used the touchline as an extra defender. Showed him where he wanted him to go and just bundled him to touch. Brilliant defensive work. But once again, it shows how Lumbini can be deadly, especially in the counter attack.
Yeah, as you said earlier, the counter attack, and if Nilupul had some support players, they could have gone all the way. Now you can see St. Thomas's going back to their strategy of the rolling maul and getting some valuable yards here going forward, and advantage penalty coming for the Thomians, and the referee awards the penalty for a side entry there.
And St. Thomas's will take surely yes, they'll opt for the line out. Why not? It's been working for them. Make some valuable yards, gain territory and launch the attack from there. So St. Thomas's inside their 22 now. Or rather just outside their 22.
And news from Royal Complex sees the Royal leading 19 points to nil at half time, and at Pallekele St. Peter's leading 14 points to nil at half time.
Interesting results. So Royal so far look to be in control, 19 points to nil, and St. Peter's look to be running away with it at 14-0, but it's just 2 tries, 2 scoring opportunities away. So it'll be an interesting second half there in Pallekele. Meanwhile, St. Thomas's back to the rolling maul. They're gaining yards. Lumbini is struggling. Lumbini is struggling to hold on. St. Thomas's still rumbling forward. This is brilliant stuff by the Thomians. Still with possession. Inches away from the try line. This should be the first try of the game. But have Lumbini turned this over? Yes, they have. Ripped off the man there by the Lumbini defender. The scrum half with a box kick. Miscommunication there by the Thomians. Sheshan Rajapaksa and Chaturanga were looking at each other, expecting one would do the ball collection, but no one did, and it just rolls away out of play. So once again, a let off for Lumbini.
Yeah, it was very lucky that the ball bounced out of the touch, because the Lumbini winger Nilupul was coming behind them, but luckily St. Thomas has got the line out. Here we go again. This game is going to be the same way as Lumbini will try to counter attack, and St. Thomas will be going for the structured rolling mauls, and he can see Delight going breaking away from the maul and making valuable yards as he brings St. Thomas's into their 22.
Well, this is where the game deciding factor will be, because St. Thomas's will have a lot of experienced players, like you said, Harit Senanayaka, Handun Patirana, and amongst all that, they'll have a very mobile and strong player like Delight. As you can see, wherever the ball goes, he is there. He supports play and he's good in his defensive work. He's exceptional in his defensive work. St. Thomas's trying to use their forwards, moving inch by inch. Sakit Pereira ordering his forwards to line up. Advantage, says the referee, not rolling away. Sakit Pereira, knowing the advantage was there, tries a chip over the defensive line, and it seems the referee will stop play. I think he wants to have a word with the Lumbini players.
Yeah, before the referee's whistle, I saw Delight opting for a scrum. That shows the intentions that they know it's a game between the Tomian forwards and the Lumbini backs. So Tomians are dominating the proceedings with using their forwards. So opting for that option as we go for another scrum inside the 22 meter this time. Center scrum, so St. Thomas will have the opportunity to use both sides of the field and move forward as we see the referee opting for a reset.
So pressure scrum here for Lumbini. St. Thomas's have plenty of players lined up. To the left of your screen, the ball is out, but they break to their number 8. Rumbles forward, but brought down by the Lumbini defense. They send it out. That's number 16, Revan Kabe Vardana. Held up, says the referee, over the line. Once again, another let off for Lumbini. Just somehow managed to keep the Tomians at bay.
Yeah, it's nearing 12 minutes of play, and Lumbini has been lucky at some times, but we can see a referee consulting the assistant referee. And going with his original decision of the scrum. You can see the Lumbini forwards.
Well, play has been stopped. I think one of the Tomian players need a change of boots. So still it will be a pressure scrum for Lumbini. St. Thomas's an attacking scrum inside the red zone. It's number 27, Akash De Silva.
As I said earlier, the Lumbini forwards are now a little bit of struggling at the moment as continuous scrums, and they have been doing all the defending in this 12 minutes of play. So haven't got any attacking options. You can see the big number 8 going in and taking about 2 defenders to bring him down, and Tomians will need quick ball. There we go, Christine Delisle going inches close to the try line, but prevented there, and Sakit urging his forwards to come, and he's spreading it to the big number 6 there, Senanayaka, Harit Senanayaka. As Akash bringing in the forwards in, but Lumbini defense up to the task as they going for the 5th phase of play, as Hadum Patirina goes in, but prevented there by the Lumbini skipper. Akash urging his forwards to get the quick ball out. And now,
well, the referee will need to consult his touch right there, but I think that would be a try.
yeah, comedy of errors there. I think Lumbini should have collected the ball and asked.
No try,
try
says the
given.
referee, but he will come back to the advantage. Offside.
I think St. Thomas should ask for another scrum and move forward as
Yes.
CJ just hit eventually. As the Lumbini forwards are struggling at the moment with the scrummaging, and that's an easy decision for the skipper there.
Well, it's been all St. Thomas's since kickoff. Apart from that counter attack from Lumbini, Lumbini haven't had any possession at all. So yeah, the sensible decision would be opt for the scrum. Use the number 8 break, but this time sometimes they might send the ball out wide early on.
Again, another number 8
Abhay
breaks.
Vardhana.
Abhay Vardhana, and he scores the first try of the game as Revanka Abhay Vardhana goes in for the first try for the Thomians.
Number 8 තිබේ. Number 7 move. Number 8 තිබේ.
That's Lashendra De Silva for the St. Thomas's College scoring that opening try. As you can see Aaron Ferdinando preparing for the conversion. An easy kick for him under the post as he bisecting the uprights and increasing the lead to 7 points. So 15 minutes of Lumbini defense, and finally St. Thomas is managing to cross the try line.
Well, it seemed to take a while, but St. Thomas's finally get the first score on the board. 7 points to nil. And it was easy, you could see, if they stick your basics against this Lumbini side, work the ball along your forwards, try to create space for your three quarters, it should be points for St. Thomas's as Tuan once again restarts. Well collected there by the Thomian player, under pressure. Sakit tries the box kick, straight to the Lumbini fullback, who returns with interest. Lumbini defense up to the mark so far once again.
Sanjeeva Chaturanga with the ball going in, and Sakit passing it to the number 16, Revanka Abhay, and now Thomians gaining yards through their forwards. They haven't got the use of their backs in this game so far. It's a small forwards now. We can see spreading the ball wide as referee says that's not a knock on. Continuing playing there.
St. Thomas is still with possession.
Kavin
Jayasekara.
Jayasekara breaking the first tackle, but penalty for Lumbini, and takes a quick tap. The St. Thomas's defense up to their task again, and the first time a Lumbini attacking move. What they can do with their backs, you can see the prop forward Bulgans going in there, and now Lumbini trying to spread the ball wide as the Thomian defense is up to the task. And a chip kick there, but finally Lumbini again with the ball. Scrappy piece of play there by the both sides, but finally Sakit Pereira putting a box kick and putting the Lumbini full-back under a bit pressure, but we can see that they are Hadum Pathurana there going forward, and we can see players are everywhere and not going back. St. Thomas's Jayasekara there. The try scorer Lashandra going in. Thomians gaining yards with every phrase they play, but as I said, they lose the possession, but a penalty awarded for St. Thomas's. And we can see what they will opt for. Will they opt for a scrum or will they go for a line out? So referee calling a Lumbini player for that infringement. It's the number 8 keeper.
I think that's a general warning because they've been conceding too many penalties under pressure. So I think that's probably the final warning as well. The next player is going to make that infringement is going to see yellow. St. Thomas's, after that slow start, are now they're doing well. And if you could see, all this is after Lumbini lost possession. And how they lost possession was it was crappy play. They tried to rush things and gave away possession, and from which St. Thomas's have taken advantage and come all the way. And just now, just 5 meters away from their try line. So a line out, and surely this will be another rolling maul expected from the Thomians. Should be able to rumble their way through. They get the line out cleanly. They set it up. They move forward. Lumbini is struggling already. Could be another try here. St. Thomas's advantage as well. And yes, it's another try.
That's again Lashanth De Silva, the number 8 scoring for the Thomians' second try. And now as the game moves on, Lumbini will struggle a lot with this rolling maul as St. Thomas's continuing their domination in the front row.
It's been all defending for Lumbini, and that's just taking a toll on them. Lumbini 3 quarters haven't had a sniff actually. They only just got one opportunity from this entire duration of the game so far, and they're struggling, and it will also have effects on them as the game progresses into the second half. As you can see, Ferdinando, his second conversion attempt. First one was easy, slightly difficult angle. The breeze has died down, so he'll need to get his accuracy spot on. Ferdinando with the kick. Looks good, is good. That's a beautiful kick by Ferdinando. Judged it to perfection. And St. Thomas's lead 14 points to 0. Just over 20 minutes gone. So interesting to see how Lumbini will come back now. They've been outplayed so far, totally outplayed. Tuan with a deep kick collected by Sakit. St. Thomas's clear their lines. So it's a line out for Lumbini. And by judging how this game has gone so far, it will be a good base for them to set up the attack. That's Infaz Karim with the throw-in, the young hooker. So Lumbini once again not collected cleanly. Scrum half gives it away to their fullback who's joined the three-court line. That's good work. But St. Thomas's defense up to the mark, nowhere to go.
Yeah, Lumbini attack, I think it has been only about 2-3 phrases, and then they are not in a mood for attack, as there's no continuity in their attacking move. We can see here the prop forward asking for the ball but not gaining any yards as the Thomian defenders are coming in. As we see St. Peter's leading 21 points to 0 at Pallekele, as Lumbini make a promising move as Nilipul has one man to beat, but he's bundled into touch.
Well, once again, Nilipul rather had space, but it's just that he didn't have any other option. But he could have at least tried to put the boot in, because he seems to have a lot of pace. He's outrunning his man quite easily. So he could have rather put the boot in and try to chase that kick down. But once again, the Thormian fullback Sajeeva Chaturanga doing well there. So St. Thomas with the line out, collected cleanly. They set it up for the maul. It's way out, but they'll try to gain valuable yards from this. And already Lumbini is struggling. This is good stuff by the Thormians. They are putting Lumbini under pressure. And the way Lumbini are conceding territory, the way they are losing advantage. And once again advantage, yes, referee has advantage in favour of the Thormians. Delisle brought to ground. St. Thomas's Sakit puts in the kick. He knows the advantage is there, but referee says advantage over. And the fullback puts a good kick, fine space, but it's well covered there by Sajeeva Chaturanga. But then he's under pressure. Lumbini, however, are unable to capitalize on that. Thormians recover. They still have possession. Oh, that's just poor judgment there by the Lumbini player. Could have had the Thormians under pressure had he collected the ball cleanly, but that was not the case. Fumble with position. And instead St. Thomas's will have another line out. So St. Thomas's will be wanting to get some more points on the board. They looked comfortable at 14 points to nil, but it's just 2 scores away. For their dominance, they deserve more.
Now, as you can see, Lumbini didn't contest for that line out, and the line out players then engaged into that rolling maul. If they had the knowledge to not to engage with the rolling maul, they could have got a free kick there if the ball carrier passes the ball to the next ball carrier there. But another penalty here, and we can see some argy-bargy stuff happening against the Thormians as the big prop forward. A referee awarding a penalty to the Thormians.
Former Minister Tayasi Jayasekara on your screen there. His son is playing for St. Thomas's. Kavin Jayasekara, the number 5 lock forward. So St. Thomas's with another line out just outside there, 22. Surely another rolling maul is on the cards. But Lumbini do well, they recover. Position is lost for the St. Thomas's. Lumbini, they need to get their lines cleared. They do that, but it's straight at the fullback. But this time he knocks it forward. The way that ball was floating around, soon as it left the boot of Usanda Amarasinghe, the Lumbini scrum after it looked very difficult. And but so far, Sajeeva Chaturanga has been having a good game, especially in defence, and that was just one mistake he's done so far. So now Lumbini with an attacking scrum, and the advantage is they've got both sides of the field. So it'll be interesting to see, but they need good clean ball if they are to set their threes in motion, and that will be interesting to see, because it's not going to be easy against St. Thomas's forward pack, who's been putting so much pressure on their Lumbini counterparts.
St. Thomas will surely give some pressure to the scrum off and try to shove it As Lumbini knows that they need quick ball out of this scrum, as the Thomian forward pack is more superior than them, so the three quarters need to come into the action. As we can see here, quick ball out from the scrum and spreading it to the center and breaking through the Thomian defense is Lumbini number 12. That's Tuan scoring for Lumbini. As we said earlier, the Lumbini line and their counter attacking and their attacking platforms are far superior than the Thomians. As Tuan scored for Lumbini opening try there.
What a try there by Tuan. Just as he got through the first line of defense, brilliant sidestepping run, and then just left the rest of the Thomian defense for dead. And just what Lumbini need. And if they can get this conversion through, it'll be just a 7-point game. And after all that pressure by St. Thomas's, it's not the score they'll be wanting to look at.
Yeah, dominating the whole proceedings for about 25 minutes in this game, and Lumbini coming back with a quick try here, and you can see the crowd support also. We can see more sound here at the St. Thomas's ground as the conversion goes away from the post. As St. Thomas still leads 14 points to 5. But that's what we called the Lumbini backs are deadly when they have ball in their hands. In this 29 minutes, I think about 85% or 90% it has been all St. Thomas's with the possession. So when Lumbini gets the ball, and if they can manage to send it to their backs with few faces here and there, and they can be deadly. But Thomians will like to get another try before the breather at half time. As a restart goes out of touch, as assistant referee Romario points it out to the referee. There was a knock forward by the Thomian player there. And here's another chance for Lumbini if they need to give an attack back to the Thomians. Another chance. Quick ball out of the scrum is the order of the day for the Lumbini pack, and their line will do the damage for the Thomians. Good tackle there by the Thomian scrum half, and a holding on him penalty goes against Lumbini.
Well, they seem to have that intent, but the execution was just not there. Held on to the ball just too long, and that was inviting the St. Thomas defense, like, come and get me. St. Thomas is now with possession. We'll kick this out to touch. A line out just 10 meters out from the try line, and if they can score from here, Lumbini will be back to the basics, back to the board for Lumbini. Of all that pressure, they just give away a very cheap penalty.
Yes, St. Thomas will continue their pattern of play, just basics, kick to the line and get the line out and secure the ball and shove it, and they will gain the yards. And for the first time in the game, Lumbini trying to contest the scrum, but same result as Thomian forwards, gathering and slowly but steadily getting closer to the try line. As referee awarding, referee's hand is out for an advantage as the Thomian scrum off knocks it on, but referee asking for the number 2 of Lumbini College, Inshaf Kari, sent to the bin for collapsing the ball. Last time referee pointed out to the Lumbini skier, next time a maul infringement and you're going to lose a player.
Well, I think that same player was warned earlier as well. That's Karim, Infaz Karim. He was warned a short while ago, and I think that was for the same infringement as well. So I think the correct call by the referee. Lumbini have been conceding far too many penalties, under pressure of course, but I think the referee had no choice. After giving several warnings, he had to show that yellow and stamp his authority. Now St. Thomas is going into half time, just 2 minutes on our clock, so advantage for them. Lumbini, a man down, and if St. Thomas's can score from this opportunity, they'll have one more few minutes left before the first half ends, and that'll just put tremendous pressure on their opponents.
Yeah, St. Thomas has the opportunity to score from this scrum as scrum off. Sends out the big number 8, who has scored the both tries for the Thomians. That's Senanayaka there, inching towards the try line. As the Thomian forwards coming here and gathering the ball and slowly but steadily getting the yards. CJ now inches close to the try line. Has he scored? A referee telling it's held up, and we go back to another Thomian scrum.
Was good work by the Lumbini defense. Delisle was over the line but just couldn't manage to ground the ball. The Lumbini defenders somehow managing to hold him up. So now St. Thomas is with another scrum.
And Thomians are dominating the scrums, and Lumbini are one man down in the pack. Now it's going to be a very hard task for the Lumbini forwards as the continuous pressure from this Thomian pack. As Sakit Pereira feeds the scrum, sending the ball to the number 8, and Sakit Pereira again to Abhinayaka, Revanka Abhinayaka there, losing some yards at that contact point. Your Thomians, Sakit Pereira trying for a chip kick, knowing that a penalty is coming for a high tackle against the Thomian number 8, Lashendra De Silva, and knowing that the scrum off puts a quick kick and getting the penalty. Will they up for a scrum, or will they go for the line out?
Well, surely a line out. So close to the line. Just I think this could be the last move of the first half as well. So why not try the rolling maul? Try to get some points on the board just before you go into the break. And I'm really impressed with Lashandra De Silva, the number 8. And he has a few more years to play as well, it seems, according to the team card. So he's been amazing with his breaks in attack.
Yeah, just 16 years of age and having 3 more seasons to play with the Thomians. As we can see, CJ going there, and an easy try for the Thomian skipper as St. Thomas scores their 3rd try of this game. Same pattern try, all 3 tries to score through a rolling maul, and the skipper Christian Delisle scoring the 3rd for the Thomians.
Well, just what St. Thomas's need. Just before the break, Delisle he's been having a good game so far as well, and puts his name on the score sheet. It's an easy conversion to come. Ferdinando should slot this through.
Same angle as the previous conversion for Ferdinando.
But I have to take that back. It's not an easy conversion. It's slight difficult angle, but just as you said, it says the same angle. Ferdinando once again is on the mark. It's a brilliant conversion. So it's 21 points to nil.
And that's half time as referee calls for the half-time breather as St. Thomas's leads 21 points to 5 at half-time here at Mount Lavinia, with Thomian scoring 3 tries to their now forwards as Lashendra De Silva scoring 2 and Christian Delisle scoring the final try, and Aaron Ferdinando with a clean 100% record with his kicking as halftime approaches. 21-5 to St. Thomas's, and we'll take a short break and come back with live pictures.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ
පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත්. ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවි මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
Welcome back to St. Thomas's grounds here at Mount Lavinia for the second half action in the Plate Championship game between St. Thomas's College and Lumbini College. The score is 21-5 in favour of the Thomians as their dominant forwards continue their merry way forward in the second half. Will they or will not? I'm joined with commentary by Hisham. Can Lumbini give upset to St. Thomas's in the second half?
Well, they are capable of it, but St. Thomas's look to have done their homework right. They are playing according to a plan, using their forwards, sucking up the defence and then creating that space they require to launch attacks. And Lumbini, their defence has not been bad. They're making those tackles. It's just that the penalties, which is letting them down. Knocked forward there by both set of players, so it will be a scrum ball for Lumbini. Another worrying thing for for Lumbini rather would be their fitness. They've been doing all the tackling, all the defensive work in the first half. So now can they sustain that throughout this game? That's interesting to see.
It's all been defending for Lumbini. We can take that attacking move that got them the try. Other than that, it has been all Thomian territory and position. As we can see the first scrum of the second half, Lumbini. Same tactic, needs to get this ball out quickly. And the fly half opts for a kick. It's a full back. Gets, and Lumbini takes the ball. It is the try scorer. And spreading it to the number 15 for Lumbini. And he goes and scores for Lumbini. That is Nilupul Dilan scoring for Lumbini. As we said, their backs are capable. And Lumbini reduces the deficit by 5 more points as the score stands at 21-10 now.
What a try by Lumbini just at the start of the first half. And once again, the Thomian high ball collection has been suspect so far. And that was Chaturanga, the Sajiva Chaturanga, who's been having a good game in defense, but in high ball collection, he's been looking a bit lost. Once again, not sure whether to collect it first time, let it bounce. And then from then onwards, it was Tuan who collected the ball, sidestepped his way and then found the hands of Nelipul, who is now taking the conversion. Looks off target. Yes, it is. So that could be costly. We'll have to wait and see. But what a score by Lumbini. Just at the beginning of the first half, it will give them tremendous confidence. They're right back in it, 21 points to 10. But do remember, Lumbini is still short of a man. Their hooker, Infaz Karim, was shown yellow. St. Thomas's, if in their perspective, they just need to not panic and play how they did in the first half.
just as St. Thomas's need to get this ball again, because we can see from here, if Lumbini has the ball, they will be a attack and threat for the Thomian defense, as their backs are very fast and agile. We can see Lumbini opting for a first play, but still same movement, a kick there by the Lumbini fly off, but it goes finds touch.
Well, that's nice to see from Lumbini. I think they've come up with a plan. It's the second time they've attempted that cross kick. The first time they've come out with points. Once again, the Thomians unable to judge that ball, and it's not easy with the wind. The ball floats towards you. But St. Thomas's now with the line out. It's Lashan, puts it in, collected cleanly by the jumpers. They set it up for the rolling maul. Lumbini struggling once again. St. Thomas's on the attack. This is great stuff by St. Thomas's. They're executing this rolling maul brilliantly. And Lumbini just haven't had any answer so far throughout this game. Brought down, says the referee, advantage. Sakit will look to put the boot through. Yes, he does. And referee will come back to the advantage. So that is what St. Thomas's need to do, just capitalize on territory.
It has been the same pattern of play, that get territory, get the line outs and move forward. I think the Thomian backs haven't been able to produce any significant contribution to their team today, as the forwards are doing all the work. As we can see, Lashendra De Silva throwing into this vital line out. And the news from Pallekele is that St. Peter's have defeated Trinity in an air-biting game that ended 21 points to 28 in favour of the Bomber Brigade. As the referee opts for a scrum from a knock-on, Lumbini knock-on there. Thomians will now look to go forward with their scrum. As we can see, the player who was sent to the bin joining the team, as Lumbini is back to 15 and will hope to defend this scrum and prevent St. Thomas from scoring here.
So here we go, St. Thomas's. This time it's a 8-9-10 move. Ferdinando playing in the wing. It's a try. Perfectly executed move there. And once again, it just shows you, if you get the basics right, you're going to end up scoring. So St. Thomas's, well done to them. Brilliantly done. Ferdinando has been having a great game with his kicking boots. Successful with all three conversions so far. Scores a try of his own.
It was a nice move there by 8-9 move, as you said. Lashan offloading it to the nippy scrum of Sakit Pereira there, and he just draws and pass to Aaron Ferdinando to go forward and score. So we can see Aaron Ferdinando trying to keep his 100% record intact with another difficult conversion to increase his team's tally. Looks good, but just
inches away from the goalpost, you could say. Just missed. But he seems to be a very reliable place kicker. Ferdinando unable to convert his own try. But St. Thomas is now once again in control, 26 points to 10. Lumbini need to hit back. They need to hit back immediately. They can't leave it late here. Delisle collected cleanly. Sets it up. Handun Patruna in support there. It's number 16, Abhay Vardhana, who took the ball into contact, and once again Delisle grinding his way forward. Sakit puts the ball in, a high kick, not collected cleanly by the St. Thomas's player. It will be a scrum to Lumbini. So once again, it's another perfect platform here. Well, this will be interesting. If I don't think you can catch this off your screen, but the scrum is exactly on top of the turf. So St. Thomas have to push upwards and Lumbini have to push down. There's a slight slope there. I think the referee could have at least moved it a bit, because it's a bit of a disadvantage, you could say, for St. Thomas's. But anyway, that's how it goes. As you can see, Lumbini easily pushing the St. Thomas's forwards down.
Ideal chance for Lumbini to put some pressure back on the Thomians with this slight advantage with them. As the scrum off feeds in for Lumbini. And here's a try scorer there, Nilupul.
Referee blows immediately for a high tackle. I don't think there was any malice there. Should be a yellow, is yellow. And that's Sakit Pereira.
That's a scrum off Sakit Pereira. Taking a 10-minute breather at the bin as Lumbini gets a penalty. So
brilliant work by Nilupul there. Stepped his way through several defenders. Short tap taken and they rumble it through their forwards. That Buljans, but he's lost possession. Just what you'd not need to do. And St. Thomas's will now try to clear their lines. Handun Patrina takes it into contact, brought down by the Lumbini man. Thomians in support. Still up to go with their forwards. Delisle this time pushed backwards, nowhere to go. Ferdinando acting as scrum half. Delisle in there as well. Wants Handun Patrina to support him, goes into contact. Handun Patrina with a big clean out there. Ferdinando with the box kick. Lumbini players have it covered, that's Nilupul. But he's wrapped up, ball and all, by the Thomian defense. Amar Singha is looking for players. That's Buljans once again, the big pop forward, but once again he loses possession. Ferdinando collects it, kicks it forward, just doesn't manage to collect it cleanly. Should be an advantage for Lumbini. Yes, Nilupul nowhere to go, bundled out touch, so the referee will once again come back to the scrum.
Ferdinando was quick to realize that the Lumbini fullback was not there, and putting in the chip kick and putting pressure on the Lumbini defense there, as Lumbini looks to clear their lines from this scrum off with their scrum of number 9. And they fly off. The other Nilupul also having a great game today. As we can see, another scrum here for Lumbini, as Thomians have lost a bit of their a big kick there by the Lumbini fly off, and we can see Sanjeeva collecting the ball and going into contact for the Thomians.
Well, once again, it was a good kick by the Lumbini players, but St. Thomas's did well, got players behind Chaturanga, and they didn't lose possession, concede any penalty. So St. Thomas's still with possession. Ferdinando acting as scrum half now, and St. Thomas's will try to eat up the clock as well. They're a man down. Ferdinando to Harit Sena Nayaka. Trying to move forward, but the Lumbini defense is spot on. The play is a bit of static play by the Thomians, but they won't mind. Try to eat up the clock as much as they can. Lost possession. Amara Singha tried the counter attack, but once again it was that's number 13 Dilan Nelipul. I'm sorry, it's Sagar Sampat. Just couldn't hold on to the ball. Gave a position, but Lumbini will get the ball back because of the previous advantage the referee was playing, and that was for a knock-on as well. So Lumbini, they are getting opportunities. They just need to make sure they count, execute it to perfection. St. Thomas's will be a little unsettled the way things are going.
As you can see, the scrums in the first half, St. Thomas's dominated, but 2 scrums in the second half, Thomians haven't even shoved the Lumbini forwards. Whether Thomians are lacking a bit of fitness, or the Lumbini forwards have upped their game. We can see now a nice piece of play. We can see Nilupul trying to find a gap there, and Aaron Ferdinando is very quick there, knowing that Nilupul has to release the ball and collects it and goes in for the Thomians for a contact, as Thomians gets a penalty there.
It's not rolling away, says the referee, but I think that player was hurt, so he couldn't roll away. But lovely work. You can see how the Lumbini three-quarters are. They're brilliant when they are in attack. They just need to hold on to possession. Nelipul once again made a tremendous break there, but just couldn't make it count. So play has been stopped. I think the Lumbini player needs some medical attention. It seems his ankle.
Stoppage of play for that injury for the Lumbini player.
So the medical team saying that he needs to be replaced. Looks in tremendous pain. So play has resumed, the referee says, and he wants to have a word. No, he'll, in fact, award St. Thomas's the penalty. So Shevan Pereira unable to find ground as much as he liked.
That's a welcoming break for the Thomians, as they were bits and pieces everywhere. It's a nice opportunity for the skipper and to tell their troops, let's get back to our basics and play the game we played in the first half. As Lumbini has given more pressure to the Thomians in the second half. So another line out, and St. Thomas going back to the basics of the rolling maul, as we can see Aaron Ferdinando shouting at their forwards to get those yards as referee call it once. So Thomians, if they don't go forward, they have to use this ball. As they slowly but steadily gaining yards, as the defense of Lumbini is not up to the mark. You can see the Thomians inching close, and referee awards a penalty advantage for the Thomians for illegal breakdown, and a basketball pass there by the number 10 Shevan. But referee goes back to the penalty. Infringement there in the rolling maul for the Thomians. Thomians will opt for a line out. As Siobhan Pereira gaining few yards for the Thomians. 51 minutes on the clock and 26 points to 10 here at Mount Lavinia. As we are heading towards the final 20 minutes of this game, and Thomians are continuing their performance of this basic rugby as referee calls for a reset. Again in the line out.
St. Thomas's once again do well in the line out, collected cleanly, and they rumble forward with this rolling maul, which they have been effective throughout this season. Going sideways this time, but Delisle recovers well, understands that, sends the ball back. It's Harit Senanayaka now in possession, still moving forward. Lumbini struggling. They're just putting their bodies, just trying something, hoping something would happen, but St. Thomas's doing well here, still with possession. The ball is sent out wide. Shewan, nowhere to go, is tackled. St. Thomas is still with possession. They'll use their forwards once again, bustling their way through. Delisle still going. It's a try. Brilliant work by Christian Delisle. He's not the easiest man you can stop. And out of all those bulky Thomian players, he's not the biggest, but he certainly has a lot of strength in him. It's his second try of the game, and that just might be too much for Lumbini, and that might be the game as well.
Yes, through enough in Hisham. Yes, Christian Delisle scoring his second try in the same fashion as he scored the first try. Overpowering the Lumbini defense and touching down as Aaron Ferdinando, looking to increase the Thomian lead with his conversion. Easy kick there by Ferdinando. The score moves on to 33-10.
So St. Thomas a man down, but they've managed to score twice during this period, so no harm done there for them. There is plenty of time, no doubt, but the way this game has gone, I don't think Lumbini will be able to come back from this now. And it shows you how important these conversions are as well. From the tries that St. Thomas's have scored, they've converted everything except for one. And that has it's shown in the scoreboard as well. We're back live here. St. Thomas's collect the kickoff cleanly. Once again, they use their forwards. Lumbini backpedaling, no answer. St. Thomas is trying to up the tempo. This is good stuff by the Thomians. And after that sustained pressure by Lumbini, they looked a bit nervous, but now they seem to have recovered. They know what they're doing. They perfectly know what they're doing. Ferdinando has been good at scrum half as well. Brilliant box kick, and that will find touch. That's a brilliant kick by Ferdinando. The important thing there was he managed to find space, and that put the Lumbini defense in pressure. So the game seems to be done and dusted, but one more score by St. Thomas's will surely put the game into bed. And the body language by Lumbini doesn't seem so good as well.
Thomians are back to their full strength as the scrum of Sakit Pereira joins. And a job well done for Aaron Ferdinando there. For the 10 minutes performed exceptionally well at the wing, and now at the scrum off as referee judging that throw was crooked and awarding a free kick for the Thomians, and they opt for a scrum. 15 minutes more to go in this game. As you said, another try will put this game to bed. As the Thomians looking to do what they have been doing all this game, use their forwards and score, as Pereira feeds in to the scrum with this big number 8 Lashendra De Silva going in and offloading it to the skipper Delisle.
That's one unique attribute, I think, to Delisle. He's just Richie McCaw kind of player. Wherever the ball goes, he follows it up. Handun Patirana cuts inside. Could be a penalty coming up, but no, St. Thomas's get their players in support. It's Lashendra once again going into contact. Sakit, who took that 10-minute break, you would say, once again passes it back to Delisle. They set it up. They're rumbling it forward inch by inch. This is good work by St. Thomas's. Lumbini just haven't had that answer. How to stop these marauding Thomian forwards. Held up, says the referee, so they'll come back for a scrum. And judging by the body language of the Lumbini players, it seemed they are all flagged. They're tired. They just don't know how to stop these Thomian forwards. That's why it's so important. I mean, you can have a good set of three quarters, but it shows how important the forwards are.
The forwards will give you the ball, and then the three quarters can use it. But here, Lumbini forwards haven't been able to get more position and give those important attacking opportunities for their backs, as we can see the number 8 going in, and the skipper Delisle looking for a hat-trick of tries as he moves and scores. That's the third try for Christine Delisle. As you said, wherever the ball goes, he's there.
What a try by Delisle. That's third try of the game. Just rumbling his way forward. Lumbini just desperately trying to hold on to him, but he was not interested in any of those attentions. He's just fended his way through, and that is third try, a well-deserved try. And he's been all over the park, leading the boys from the front. What a player.
I think now it's game, set and match for St. Thomas's, where as the score moves on to 38 points to 10, I think there's no chance for Lumbini to come back in this game, as Ferdinando settling in for his conversion. 4 out of 5 for Ferdinando today.
And he's done well when he came, when he was playing as scrum half during that, when Sakit was sitting out for 10 minutes. Well, brilliant conversion once again by Ferdinando. He's been brilliant so far with his kicks. And St. Thomas is surely out of sight now. No way back for Lumbini. 10 minutes back, 10 minutes left or rather, but surely no way back into this game. And the Lumbini crowd seems to have had enough as well. Slowly they are making their way out. Delisle collects it cleanly once again. Brilliant offload. Brilliant hands by the Thomians. They've got men on the outside. Brilliant run by Rajapaksa. Cutbacks inside. Leaves a Lumbini player on the floor. He's done his knee, I think. St. Thomas's have got men outside, but that's offside, says the referee. So he'll bring back play to the penalty, and he wants to have a word with the players. In fact, no, he wants to have a word with his assistant referee. I think he might have seen some off the ball incident there. The referee wants to, in fact it's a Thomian player who he wants to see or talk to. Seems like a yellow card, and Hadun Patirana seems to have overreacted in that situation there. He is shown yellow, and that has been a case throughout his career. I don't want to be overcritical, but Hadun Patirana has been shown a lot of yellow cards, and in most cases it has been for overreacting or getting into situations where he needs not to be. So St. Thomas is once again down to 14 men. And Lumbini, off the ensuing penalty, kick it out to touch. Well, I guess you need to be aggressive sometimes, especially when you're a forward, but you've got to control that aggression. You've got to control that aggression within the limits of the sport, which is only going to give your team an advantage. Being sent off like that for 10 minutes, I mean, surely it won't impact this game. They seem to be well and truly out of sight, but when in close games, that might be a deciding factor. With Handun Patrana, one more year for him to play as well, so those are lessons learned, I guess. Lumbini once again failing with the line out. Handun Patrana, sorry, in fact it's
Senanayaka, quick back there by Senanayaka.
Takes it into contact. He's not the easiest boy to be brought down as well. Sakit sets it up. Chevon was attempting a basketball pass but was tackled before that, loses possession. So referee will all play and he'll come back for the scrum.
Yeah, last 5 minutes in this game has been lots of stop starts because a lot of handling errors coming in, and going back to Handun Pathiran, that aggression he brings sometimes, as you said, will cost the game, but a likelier example is Shara Fernand from Havelock Sports Club. Great player, very aggressive, but sometimes goes over the limit. That has been his story through school days also. The yellow card, well, getting lots of yellow cards, but that aggression sometimes ups the team also. So it has both positives and the negatives to take. We can see Lumbini trying for an attack as Nilupul spun out a touch. That's Dilan Nilupul.
In fact, it's Kavishka Nilupul, I think, number 13, who is playing. I'm sorry, it's Sagar Sampath, wearing the number 13 jersey but playing on the wing. Stolen there, line out ball, cross kick, might have put just too much pressure on the ball there, but Lumbini players following it up. St. Thomas's just managed to do well there, but under pressure they need to get men behind this ball, secure it. They do just that to Delisle, one of the first men to be on the scene, as has been throughout this game. St. Thomas's recover, put the boot in. Not much of distance, but that'll do just to clear the lines and settle in.
Nice to see Lumbini contesting and stealing one of the Thomian liners. It's coming on the 64th minute, but would have been very important for Lumbini if he had come in earlier, as in the early stages they were struggling to.
Well, I think that is because St. Thomas have been deadly with the rolling maul. I think they've done their homework. St. Thomas obviously have done their homework. I think Lumbini would have predicted that St. Thomas would opt for the rolling maul. So I think at some situations they have not contested at the rolling maul, so at the line out rather. This time they did contest and they managed to steal the ball, as play has been stopped. Tomian play on the ground there. Seems to have taken a heavy knock. It seems to be Delisle, the skipper. Not the sight any Tomian or their fans would want to see, but he's okay. Strong warrior as he is, gets back on to the field, back in play. So play resumes. Lumbini with the line out. They need to get this right. Their line outs have not been the perfect, you would say. Karim this time gets it right. They set it up. That's Buljans trying to rumble his way forward. He mustn't lose the ball. He's been quite good going forward, but after that it's the other part which he needs to work on. He gives away possession after all that hard work. St. Thomas has been very aggressive at the breakdown. Lumbini, that's not the thing you would want to do. Lock forward, tries a kick. Charged down by the Thomians, but advantage Lumbini, says the referee. Coming in from the side, says referee, I think that was the correct call by referee Abekun. Lumbini trying to rush things. They need to. The game is seemingly lost. They just need to add some consolation points, you would say. That's the Lumbini skipper there. Salinda Madumal decides to carry it out to touch.
Good touch there near the 5-meter line. An opportunity for Lumbini to score and finish his game off. But going back to the previous line on, Lumbini collected the ball, but after that they didn't have any play or no communication between the forwards and the backs. That has been lacking throughout this game for the Lumbini team, as 5 meters line out as Lumbini secures the ball, but referee deems that is not straight.
Well, that did look not straight all along. So St. Thomas's will opt for the line out.
Surprising decision.
They do it quickly. No time for Lumbini to settle. Try the rolling maul. It has been working so far.
Kavin Jayasekara there, taking the ball out of this rolling maul and going into contact for the Thomians. Thomas is looking to clear their lines. Manages to do that just out of the 22-meter.
So good win seems to be on the cards for St. Thomas's now, surely. And the perfect start for their games. The main objective here, of course, is to get promoted back into the cup for next year for the A division. Loose ball there, loose stuff by the Lumbini players, but once again St. Thomas's, they're strong at the breakdown, rumbling their way forward. Their forwards have been excellent in this game. Harit Senanayaka managed to keep the ball. It's brought down. They're just grinding their way forward, and Lumbini just haven't had any answer to this throughout the game. Now they use their backs, send the ball out. Ferdinando brought down. Was that no, it's not lost forward. Once again Kavin Jayasekara takes it into contact. Brilliant stuff. They got men out wide. Brilliant stuff by Delisle. Did the hard work but then lost it forward. Brilliant tackle by the Lumbini player.
Few words being exchanged between Lumbini players and the Thomians in this dying stage of this game. As we can see, the Thomian skipper being replaced. A perfect game for him, scoring 3 tries and taking his team to another victory in this play segment. As the points which they have taken from the opposition, which has gone down to the plate segment from the cup, is carried through to the plate segment. So Thomians will get their second victory in the points table as Lumbini.
Well, amongst all this, we got to decide on a man of the match, and for me it will be certainly between their number 8 Lashandra De Silva and Christian Delisle. But I think there's no doubts for guessing. I think Delisle clearly deserves it. Has been at least 2 steps ahead of everyone else on the pitch. Scored 3 tries, brilliant defensive work, and his leadership on the field has been brilliant. It has been a brilliant game overall from him, so I think he's my man of the match. What do you think, Nilhan?
Yeah, sure, because Christian Delay has played a superb game. But what we should also give credit to Aaron Ferdinando. Played well in the wing with his conversions and acting as a scrum half. He too had a good game, but Christian Delay, he's my man of the match also. So the ThePapare player of the match in this encounter goes to Christian Delay. As our clock stands at 70 minutes. This could be the last move of the game.
Well, yes. St. Thomas is kicking it out to touch. Doesn't find touch yet. Rolls into touch now. And a lot of ground collected. Lumbini take the line out quickly. Nelupul returns the kick with interest, but well covered by the Thomian fullback, the replacement fullback, who puts the boot in. Collected cleanly by the Lumbini skipper. Nowhere to go. He's running laterally. Passes it on to the replacement wing 3/4. We are unable to get you the names because there were not jersey numbers mentioned in the team card. The prop forward trying a kick. Well, that's not something which you see all along. It just shows you how unorthodox Lumbini can be, but it also shows how disorganized they have been. Because they just haven't had that plan B from the start of the second half. They had that cross kick working out for them, but once St. Thomas has settled into the second half, I think they've just been blown away by this superior St. Thomas's team, you would say.
As you said, no plan B and in their attacking. Just 1 or 2 phrases and then they kicks the ball, and no continuity in their attacking as well as defense. And the set pieces, we saw the lineouts which they won, they didn't have that communication, what to do and when to do and whom to pass. So that has been lacking, but St. Thomas's overall doing the basics right, and scrums, lineouts have been gone according to their plan. So superior winners on the day. So we see they are inching towards another try to finish this game off.
This could be the icing on the cake for St. Thomas's, rumbling their way forward, not giving up.
It's the big number 3, Sanjula Jayakodi, going in to the contact. As you can see the fly half there, brought down inches close to the try line. Shevan Pereira. Have the Thomians cross the line? No, referees says it's held up, and that's all. That's full time. Long whistle has been blown. So St. Thomas's comprehensively defeating Lumbini in this play segment game. Scoring 7 tries, and Lumbini scoring 2 tries. That from their backs, and St. Thomas is dominating. Comprehensive victory for the Thomians. As St. Thomas has scored 6 tries out of 5 were converted, and for Lumbini there are 2 unconverted tries. Full-time score update from Mount Lavinia is that St. Thomas's College scoring 40 and Lumbini only 10, as St. Thomas secures another victory in their season, as this got an important victory in the last game against St. Anthony's College, and this 2-wheel morale there will take it up, and 40 points to 10 at St. Thomas's College.
Well, I think this win puts them in good stead for the rest of the games. I think they were in cruise control. Here we have the score breakdown for you. 6 tries against 2 tries for St. Thomas's College. 6 tries for St. Thomas's, 2 tries for Lumbini, and 5 conversions by Ferdinando. Brilliant conversions by him as well. And that really set them apart in terms of the scoreboard. At halftime, it was 14 points to 5 in favor of St. Thomas's, but a runaway victory in the end. And Christian Delisle, man of the match, ThePapare.com man of the match for this evening. So that will be it from us here at Mount Lavinia. St. Thomas's, just to recap, St. Thomas's overall running away with this win, 40 points to 10. And I'm Hisham Hamid for ThePapare.com, together with Nilhan Pereira. Thanks for tuning in to watch this game, to the #1 sports hub in Sri Lanka. So on behalf of ThePapare.com, have a pleasant evening, a very good night.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිලි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝහංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිලි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝහංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.